In today's video, we'll talk about how reform is drastically altering the political landscape in Britain. Reform news that transforms everything. Additionally, we will review all of the most recent news from across the nation, but before, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and become a part of our rapidly expanding community. Just a quick note to let you know that we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts available in our store. Go get them now, or click the link in the description. We're going into some recent by-election results from England, and while opinion polls give us a glimpse of public sentiment, election results reveal the real story. This week's council by-elections had some big surprises. In these 9 council by-elections, and we're seeing an interesting shift in the political landscape. Reform UK has significantly increased its presence, even standing more candidates than Labour, with 9 Conservative candidates, 8 for Reform, 6 for Labour, and 6 for the Liberal Democrats. Let's take a look at some specific results. In areas where Labour has historically held seats, their vote share has significantly decreased. For example, Labour held on in Row the Forest, but lost nearly 28 points in Rydale Reform. The UK gained support from the Conservatives after rising from 0 to more than 38% of the vote. Both the Conservatives and Labour lost a significant portion of their previous votes, with the Conservatives losing by 27 points and Labour by 15 in Blackpool. An unexpected result was that the Conservatives split the vote, allowing Labour to win despite a decline in their own vote share. It was a very close race, with Labour winning by just 12 votes. One of the most shocking outcomes was in a Hertford council by-election, where Labour's vote share fell to a record low of just 1.4%, while the Liberal Democrats managed just 3% and Reform remained at 11%. These by-elections, to put it mildly, demonstrate a significant shift in voter sentiment, especially with Reform UK gaining ground. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these changes. After this, Nigel Farage is fired up and prepared for battle. His new party, which he says is still in its early stages, is preparing for the next election with Labour as their main opponent. According to Farage, the Conservatives are finished and no longer the focus. This may sound like a familiar refrain echoing the bold language Farage used during the general election campaign, but the main difference is that he isn't talking about Westminster yesterday. Instead, he was in Newport, Wales, rallying the Reform Party faithful ahead of the 2026 Senate elections, which are still 18 months away. Their optimism stems in large part from recent polling results. According to a new survey, Reform is in 3rd place, ahead of the Conservatives and only marginally behind Plaid Cymru. The party has risen by 20 points in a matter of months, giving Farage the confidence to target Labour. Farage criticised Labour's record in Wales, citing long NHS waiting lists, failed education, extreme woke policies, and the contentious 20 mph speed limits. He also claimed that Labour's net zero agenda had destroyed primary steel production in South Wales, and based on recent polling, he believes they are already making real progress if the energy of the crowd is any indication. Reforms are so toxic in Wales that some voters would prefer to choose almost anyone else, so Reform sees an opening, but it remains to be seen if they can sustain this momentum for another 18 months. Politics can shift rapidly. For those who have seen Farage speeches before, yesterday's gathering had a familiar feel with the same ferocious rhetoric and crowd-pleasing lines. If it succeeds, Reform thinks that a strong showing in 2026 may be only the beginning. Setting the stage for Westminster's future success. What do you think about the prospects for Reform in 2029? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. In other news, a man in his 30s died after he fell down the stairs of a double-decker bus in Oxford. He was riding in a vehicle owned by the Oxford Bus Company that was passing Westgate Shopping Centre when he slipped on October 26, temperatures at Valley Air Ambulance. The person was brought to the neighbouring John Radcliffe Hospital for treatment after suffering severe injuries and receiving on-board treatment from Valley Police and South Central Ambulance Service. According to Valley Police, he passed away on October 31 from his wounds. An investigation has been opened, and his loved ones are being supported by specially trained family liaison officers. The Force verified a spokesperson for the police said our thoughts and sincere condolences are with the family and friends of the man who has died. The man's death is being treated as unexplained but not suspicious, and a file will be prepared for the Oxfordshire coroner. Speaking after the incident took place, a spokesman for Oxford Bus Company said a passenger on board one of our vehicles received emergency medical treatment after an incident, in which no one else was involved. Following medical assistance on the vehicle in Oxford, the passenger was taken to the John Radcliffe Hospital by ambulance. We are assisting the emergency services with their inquiries and have given CCTV footage to the police after the news of the man's death was announced. They added, our thoughts and condolences are with the deceased's family and friends at this incredibly difficult time. We are continuing to assist Tees Valley Police with their inquiries into this tragic incident, and we are providing well-being support to our driver. Finally, after being informed earlier this year that he would have to leave, Prince Andrew has managed to secure the funds to remain at Royal Lodge. The Duke of York will use funds that are sourced legitimately. Stevens, Sir Michael. Although Queen Elizabeth II's son still resides at Royal Lodge on the Windsor estate, the Keeper of the Privy Purse has confirmed that the Duke of York resigned from royal life following his well-known news appearance in 2019. However, earlier this year, his brother the King informed him that he would have to vacate and relocate to more reasonably priced housing. Like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Charles recommended that Andrew go down to Frogmore Cottage, the former residence of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. After being deprived of his royal duties, Andrew lost his access to taxpayer-funded security. The Duke was informed last week that his annual allowance of £1 million will ultimately be eliminated. According to an updated biography by royal analyst Robert Hardman, the monarch recently gave his Keeper of the Privy Purse instructions to cut off Andrew's yearly personal allowance. Please share your ideas in the comments section below regarding the topics we covered in today's video. I would like to quickly thank everyone at British Stand once more for helping us reach 100,000 subscribers. We launched this channel just over 3 months ago with the goal of exposing the British public to the real stories from across the nation while criticizing the MSN for trying to push us down our throats. If you haven't already, please make sure to like this video. For more British stuff, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and goodbye.